Company, the National Water and Sewerage Authority, provides water to 90% of the population. The village of Munich and surrounding areas in the island's largest parish, St. Andrew, have been severely impacted by the lack of a safe, adequate and reliable water supply for more than 20 years.
It might have been about 8-9 years when the original thing or the catchment came on. Early it was good enough. But as time progressed, it became very bad, and in fact, it reached being atrocious. There were times the water would be muddy after the rain. Lots of time after the rain, we had no water. And the reason was not because water was not coming in, but because of blockage of dust and silt. So what used to happen, the people in charge used to come and close the dam down.
The supply would come in the early morning, around 2-3 o'clock. Fairly good, but then it would go by 5 o'clock. So say for about a couple of hours. In that, my wife would have to get up if she has to do laundry around 2-3 in the morning to catch the supply, do her laundry, and catch water to supply us for the day.
We had a rudimentary plant in the past, but it wasn't up to the standard as to what our source and filter plant is supposed to be. As a matter of fact, the community of Munich wasn't metered at all because we felt that the quality of the water being supplied wasn't one that merited NAWASA charging people for, because the quality control was not of the standard that we do with the other plants.
The Basic Needs Trust Fund program partnered with NAWASA on a project to improve the quality and reliability of the water provided to residents by the Munich water treatment plant.
The scope of works generally entailed the construction of the site office and storage room, and 3 tanks, the sedimentation tank, the filtration tank, and the clear well.
And so Sunfilter has 3 components. There is a sedimentation tank where the water comes in, settles, then it's processed through a filter that has different media that clears the water. Then it goes into a clear well or a storage tank where we add chlorine and whatever other disinfection just to make sure that it's of the quality. So Sunfilters is a mechanism or treatment option that has the least maintenance with good results. So even when there is plenty rain, they are not affected majorly by turbidity. We were able to also implement a metering component now for the residents of Munich. Mainly so because what metering does, it provides control. Whenever you have meters, people are mindful about their usage, and we are always driving conservation.
In terms of BNTF, we have contributed to our cost towards the construction of our access road to the plant. We've contributed to the construction of the filtration tanks and also to the equilibrium chamber.
The project began in November 2019 and was successfully completed in February 2021 without experiencing any significant delays.
The major challenge would have been COVID-19, many being lockdowns are incurred. Also in that project at one point in time, we had some shortage of material, sand and cement, and also heavy rainfall. Some days works were seriously affected. But all in all, mitigating measures were put in place. We had contingencies to ensure that the project did not suffer any significant delays.
What I'm getting now is so much better. The water is good, it's coming heavier, it's always there and clean as far as I'm concerned. I'm delighted of what is happening now.
Since this new system has been put in place, the supply has been tremendously improved. The supply is better, the quality better, the pressure is a lot better. I would give it an 8 out of 10. And I, together with the other people in the community that attended meetings and had input and so on, I'm glad to say that we eventually saw some satisfying results.
Now we can say for a fact that the water that is being supplied to Munich can be consumed. You don't have to boil it, you don't have to, because it is at the best quality. As an organization, we continue to strive, we continue to forge, we continue to make the availability of water be our mandate. And again, I just can't stop saying how grateful we are to the likes of BNTF.
We at BNTF are very, very hopeful that now with the upgraded treatment plant, residents of the community will no longer be at risk of becoming ill with any sort of waterborne related disease. Clean water is important for a number of safe hygiene and sanitation practices. And what we implemented this program cycle was something called WASH training, which stands for Water, Sanitation and Hygiene. We used a glow germ kit, and we use that to highlight how oftentimes we take for granted washing hands. The stimulated germs, you would put it on the trainees' hands, and then we would have a UV light to show them where the germ areas were. If you washed properly, you would get everything off, but if you didn't, the UV light would still highlight the areas where there were still germs on your hand. I think people really, really grasped it in light of everything that was happening with COVID and public health officials urging us to sanitize and practice good hygiene.
The Basic Needs Trust Fund program is a critical program to the development of Grenada. We've aided in a lot of infrastructure development, also in terms of the creation of institutions such as preschools, primary schools, and generally, as we've seen, water treatment plants. And it all goes well that once BNTF is in Grenada, that we should be expecting similar type interventions and improvement in the life of people.
The Basic Needs Trust Fund is a poverty reduction program of the Caribbean Development Bank. Its objective is to be a community development program that supports education, water and sanitation, community access and drainage, and economic activities through skills training, organizational development, infrastructure, and services.
Tired of car troubles, high upkeep charges, and unprofessional work? Well, I know a place that can meet all your vehicle needs. 1D's Tire Shop, located on the Maurice Bishop Highway, provides tire change, car wash, vehicle balancing, brake and oil change, inspection services, and tire pressure gauge instant reading. They also stock brand new and English used tires, Ovation brands, ranging from as low as $150, as well as great deals to suit your budget. They deliver the total car care and quality service to customers. Contact them on 458-1614 or 406-3355. They're open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, including weekends. Stop in with your car troubles and leave with your car superbly maintained. 1D's Tire Shop. Excellent service while beating any prices.
The electricity rate is affected by a number of different factors. There is the fuel charge, which Grenlec publishes on a monthly basis. There is a non-fuel charge, which hasn't changed for almost 30 years. And then there are other activities at home, including the number of people that can have an impact on consumption. We've noticed that during holidays, school holidays, Christmas time, consumption increases, and also when there's an increase in temperature. To see what is causing the changes on the electricity bill, we ask customers to pay attention to the details on the bill. Look at the fuel charge information and compare it to fuel charge in the month before and even in the past. On Grenlec website, we provide 5 years of information on the fuel charge. Also pay attention to the average daily usage. On Grenlec's bill, there is a history that shows the last 8 months of billing information. You can use this information and compare each month and see if there's an increase in your daily average consumption. Due to the COVID situation, what we've seen is that customers spend more time at home. It means that there is the possibility for energy usage increase. So that is one factor. And what it means is that with the increase in fuel costs, which is significant, any additional consumption will have a marked effect on your electricity bill. If we look at last year, 2020, for instance, electricity rates were low. So even if there was a slight increase in energy usage, the impact will not be very noticeable. But in this situation where we've got high fuel costs, any small increase in consumption will have a marked effect on the overall bill.
Grenlec, energizing our community.
All businesses start small and grow into successful corporations. With a strong team, you can have a strong business. Protect the employees that stand by you with Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan. It's a customizable and affordable health plan for smaller businesses that offers many of the benefits of a large corporate plan. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Do you think you can cook? Register now for the second annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
Good evening and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Thursday, 6th January 2022. The top stories this evening: active COVID-19 cases reach 1,000 as the Omicron variant surges. Opposition leader Tobias Clement warns not to underestimate the leader of the new National Party amid general elections uncertainty. The 52nd edition of Republic Bank's Spice Island Billfish Tournament launched. And in sports, 16 teams prepare for the upcoming 2022 ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. We have the details of these and more after the break.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now, it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
With the details, I am Troy Gill. Active COVID-19 cases in Grenada have soared to over 1,000, pushing the test positivity rate to 20.5%. 314 new cases were confirmed last evening, bringing the total amount of cases now to 1,179, 4 of which are currently hospitalized. The Omicron variant, which is now present in Grenada and the region, continues to rage on, spreading quickly. But health officials are recording fewer hospitalizations with this variant. However, the World Health Organization is warning that though the variant appears milder, it doesn't mean it is less dangerous. Kishon Thomas has more.
The new Omicron variant is being classified as mild. However, the spread is rapid. Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom, says the Omicron variant can also be deadly, and as such it should not be taken lightly.
While Omicron does appear to be less severe compared to Delta, especially in those vaccinated, it does not mean it should be categorized as mild. Just like previous variants, Omicron is hospitalizing people and it's killing people. In fact, the tsunami of cases is so huge and quick that it is overwhelming health systems around the world.
The director further lamented that Omicron's impact on the health sector can be significant.
Hospitals are becoming overcrowded and understaffed, which further results in preventable deaths from not only COVID-19, but other diseases and injuries where patients cannot receive timely care.
The WHO commends a campaign to have countries around the world have 70% of their population vaccinated by the first half of 2022. However, Dr. Tedros said some countries would not be so lucky.
At the current pace of vaccine rollout, 109 countries would miss out on fully vaccinating 70% of their populations by the start of July 2022. The essence of the disparity is that some countries are moving toward vaccinating citizens a fourth time, while others haven't even had enough regular supply to vaccinate their health workers and those at most risk.
As COVID cases climb, health officials are encouraging Grenadians to get their booster shots to minimize the risk associated with the virus and the new variants that have surfaced. But there seems to be still some uncertainty among the vaccinated population about who should get booster shots and when they should get them. Local health officials are saying that anyone can come forward to receive their booster shot. Donella Hostin has more.
Booster shots are becoming a topical issue, and health officials are encouraging those who are fully vaccinated to get their booster shots. Minister for Health Nicholas Steele says the booster shots are available, and following guides from the Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization, a person can take the booster within 3 to 6 months after their second shot.
All persons are eligible now for boosters, as has been prescribed by PAHO, by WHO, and by CDC. And we are, Dr. Charles can say, but we were starting at 6 months, but anytime between 3 and 6 months of having your last vaccine, you can come forward for a booster now.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles added that although anyone can take the booster, certain groups may be prioritized.
We have individuals that are priority for boosters. And these are the individuals who are or frontline workers who are, exposed. Also, persons with underlying health issues that place them at risk for severe disease. So these persons are given priority. All right, that we especially encourage them to come and get their third shot.
As it relates to which vaccine one can take as a booster, Dr. Charles stated that there are choices.
We give you a choice, and I'm happy to say that we give you a choice. All right, we give you a choice. If you have a preference for one or the other, we honor that preference. All right. Of course, research has shown that when you boost with an mRNA following a viral vector, there are some advantages that are seen. All right, there's a significant boost. So you can get boosted with Pfizer. All right, if you've been vaccinated with AstraZeneca, you could also choose to take your boost with AstraZeneca. All right, so I'm happy that at least we have choice here in Grenada.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Houston.
The quarantine period has changed over time, and according to health officials, there are regulations in place for fully vaccinated individuals as well as the non-vaccinated. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles spoke on these regulations which ought to be followed.
In recent times, the number of days assigned for quarantining has been reduced from 14 days to 7 days. Dr. Sean Charles, Chief Medical Officer, explains the changes which apply to fully vaccinated people.
For fully vaccinated persons, these persons will not be required to quarantine following contact, except if they reside in the same household with a positive case. Because a lot of the times when you're in the household, I don't think there are many persons who are wearing masks in their house around their family members.
He made mention, too, of the isolation duration for those who are fully vaccinated but may test positive, which is 10 days.
For fully vaccinated persons who test positive, the full duration of quarantine of isolation is 10 days. All right? So isolation, all right, when someone tests positive, 10 days.
He says fully vaccinated people may recover from the virus faster due to their level of immunity. Speaking about the unvaccinated and partially vaccinated, Dr. Charles noted that they too must quarantine for up to 7 days following close contact with a positive case while not wearing a mask. However, this, he noted, depends heavily on whether or not the individual is wearing their masks correctly.
If you have just a casual contact with someone, all right, and you are wearing your mask correctly, there is no need to quarantine. It's just like, for example, our healthcare workers go to work every day, they treat patients with and without COVID, and they continue to operate as normal because they are wearing their protection in a correct manner. All right, because if you do so, you prevent yourself from becoming infected. All right, so the unvaccinated, they will quarantine if they are close contact while not wearing a mask, or not wearing it correctly. All right, or if they are household contact.
Additionally, if an unvaccinated person tests positive, Dr. Charles says they must isolate for a full 14 days. This, he says, can end between 7 to 10 days with a negative antigen test. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
At the turn of the year, many businesses engage in the process of taking inventory to determine their performance in the last year. And according to one local accountant, the findings will be critical in determining the true impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the way forward for 2022.
Stock taking is a normal procedure by many businesses at the turn of the new year. However, for many businesses, this year's findings will be critical in determining how they performed in 2021, given the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to local accountant and president of the Grenada Chartered Accountants, Aaron Logie.
For those businesses who carry inventory items, it's a time of the year when inventory stocks or the inventory counts or stocks are counted. And this is an important exercise because it determines the profitability. It's one of the factors that are taken into account when calculating the profit. It's also significant in 2021 because it reflects to a large extent how well businesses have been able to convert their inventory into sales in light of all the issues with the pandemic and the closure, the curfew, etc.
Speaking to MTV News on Thursday, Logie says the transit of goods due to the pandemic was another issue that the business sector had to contend with.
However, the year 2021 was another year that was ravaged by COVID-19 pandemic. And for the business, especially those in sectors that were severely affected, optimism may not be that high. This was also further affected by the problem in the shipping industries, where not only in Grenada, but throughout the world, many businesses were not able to get delivery of the inventory items on a timely basis. So obviously that will affect their sales level, their revenues, and obviously their profits.
His advice to businesses is to have a contingency plan that outlines several of what he terms what-if scenarios, which caters to the unpredictable nature of the pandemic.
Now, in terms of the whole learning, what it really requires is that it calls for a new paradigm in the way business and businesses are managed, as well as individuals and how we all manage our affairs. So for businesses, a strong suggestion is that there must be realistic planning as we face a new year, 2022. So in terms of the budgeting for the new financial year, it's best advised to have several what-if scenarios that take into consideration possible outcome of COVID-19 in 2021. This is uncertain and we don't know how it will play out.
He says this approach enables businesses to better respond to the varying situations as they occur.
The much anticipated Republic Bank Spice Island Billfish Tournament was officially launched on Thursday at the Grenada Yacht Club. The fully vaccinated event is scheduled for January 25th.
The official 52nd Annual Republic Bank Spice Island Billfish Tournament will commence on January 25th and continue to the 29th at the Grenada Yacht Club. Republic Bank has committed $45,000 EC for the hosting of the major event. Spice Island Billfish Tournament has been the leading billfish tournament in the region since 1964, making it the longest running tournament in the Southern Caribbean. Due to COVID-19, the event was postponed in 2021. However, organizers have announced that there will be some changes to ensure a safe event. All local and international participants must be vaccinated, and the necessary protocols will be in place to protect individuals from the virus.
We are going forward, and we are certain to enforce the entire premises that have been a portion allotted to the yacht club, and the portion allotted to us, which is below the road, is going to be an entirely bubble area where vaccination certificates, where testing is going to be done to ensure that those who come to Grenada are totally vaccinated and with the requisite PCR requirements.
That was former chairman Mr. Richard McIntyre. He gave an overview of the event.
Each time they came to registration, we have insisted that registrations are to be done online, and we already have a record entry. I think it's over 30 at this time of the year. It rarely is usually much lower than that because guys are used to just coming and turning up. So we are pleased with what's happening outside. The structure of our breakfast, our breakfast in the probably 15 years that we've had it was hailed as the best in the region, and we already have interest from all of the parishes. It is designed to focus and improve fishing amongst the parish teams and so on that will participate.
Managing Director of Republic Bank is Mrs. Naomi Diali. She says the bank welcomes another opportunity to be the title sponsor of the event.
This tournament is among the best in the region, and as one of the region's leading financial institutions, Republic Bank stands ready to support your efforts to offer not just leisure to some of the region's finest anglers and game fishing enthusiasts, but a much needed economic boost to our island. We have followed the tournament and over its 50 years legacy, and we welcome yet another opportunity to be a sponsor to this prestigious event.
MTV News, Donessa Pantru.
That's the first segment of news. Coming up, Carriacou resident host living a funeral after he was diagnosed with a terminal illness. This and more after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Do you think you can cook? Register now for the second annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
As you celebrate this festive season, beware of mixing alcohol with energy drinks. Studies show that this combo triples your risk of getting drunk and inhibits your brain's ability to tell that you've had enough. Alcohol is a depressant, while the caffeine in energy drinks act as a stimulant. When you mix the two, you'll feel the stimulant effects of the caffeine more strongly, and this can mask the effects of alcohol. You may not feel drunk, but your body is experiencing the effects of alcohol, so your balance and judgment are affected. Remember, the best option is drinking little or no alcohol this holiday season. Put safety first. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the Communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the Communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with joy.
Welcome back.
With childhood obesity on the increase, one health expert is convinced that the full return of students to school, as opposed to online learning, will aid in promoting physical activity and increased nutritional benefits to curb the development of non-communicable diseases among the nation's youth. In an earlier report, Executive Secretary at the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council, Lydia Brown, expressed concerns that students may not be engaging in enough physical activity while at home. However, in a recent interview with MTV News, she said she is pleased with the decision to return students to the classroom from Monday, as this will encourage them to become more active.
I think this is a great opportunity, and I listened to the CMO the other night. I think it's a great opportunity to get the children into having some physical activity. So I think that is one of the things that can be focused on in making sure that the children get some activity on a daily basis. And there are a lot of activities. We think about social distancing. There are a lot of activities that can take place that can still allow the social distancing.
She encourages schools to engage these students in exercises that promote physical activity, including the use of jump ropes, which were donated to the schools several years ago.
For instance, I know last year, or was it 2019? 2019, I think it was, we had distributed some good length jump ropes to many of the schools across Grenada and in our sisters as well. And I think this is a good time to take those ropes out of the closet wherever they are and to allow the children to utilize them.
Although some schools are only able to facilitate physical education once weekly, once consistent, it can be rewarding, Brown says.
You know, I know sometimes PE is maybe once a week per class, but I think that this is something that I'm passionate about and really needs to be stepped up. Here we may have one PE teacher, but I think even if we're able to get the children to do that one activity, even if it's once a week, it's better than them just sitting in the class all day long and going home and sitting to do the whatever homework and so that they have and then going to bed.
She believes that engaging students in games that promote physical activity will be embraced by these students, considering their penchant for social interaction with their peers.
So we want to really make sure that we try to incorporate that. And I think the importance of that really needs to be realized, recognized and realized so that we can get our children back into being active again.
Although opposition leader Tobias Clement remains tight-lipped about his plans as general elections draw closer, he is keeping an eye on developments in the region and here at home. Elections are constitutionally due in 2023, but can be called before that, and if it is, Clement warns that his former party leader, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, will be more than prepared to face his opponents.
The leader of the New National Party and the Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, you have to respect him for who he is. And for me, that I have been around him for a number of years, that is one man that is well calculated. Election is not constitutionally due until June of 2023. So he still has a year and a half. And in my experience, he would not go into an election disorganized, or he would not call an election if his machinery and his structure is not in place.
That was opposition leader Tobias Clement sharing his thoughts on the political climate and the possibility of Grenada following neighboring Barbados and other countries in calling snap elections. Clement says if the new National Party leader is to call an early elections, be assured he will be more than prepared and organized to face his opponents.
We have to put ourselves in a position that when the time comes, you're ready to battle or you're ready to win. And so this is where it is. I know people are asking me whether or not I think that Dr. Mitchell will call election this year or early this year or late this year. Well, I think that is for he and he alone to know. And I don't think he will divulge that with anybody because, like they say, Bouchavez. And so when the time comes and he makes his calculations, I think that is when he and is feeling comfortable. I think, when one goes into an election in a serious way, you don't go into an election looking for a victory. You must see the victory before you go into an election.
However, Clement is warning aspiring political candidates and parties that Prime Minister Mitchell is not a politician to trifle with.
And trust me, he will do all his homework and his calculation before he calls the election. Whether he calls it early or he calls it later on, he will do his calculation. And like we say in Grenada, he is not going to go into an election vai-ki-vai, because that's a man that I know that loves to win. I mean, you go in if you know you can win. All of us love to win, so we just have to prepare ourselves to win.
MTV News, Donessa Pancho.
One local institute that has aided in ministry and leadership development in various religious organizations across the island is gearing up to host its graduation ceremony for students this year and a return to face-to-face instruction after having been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. With the announcement of the full return of students to the classroom, the Grenada Institute for Theological Education is also gearing up to return to face-to-face instruction for the new year. Director of the Institute, Reverend John Lewis, speaking to MTV News on Thursday, says they have been hosting classes online over the 2-year period, which has its merits, but they are anxious to return to the classroom.
And the anticipation is that we can have classes resuming with social distancing and maintaining the protocols so that we can bring back a number of our students together in a space that is safe. And so that's the goal. We are hoping that in the next month or so, we can put that into place and encourage students, current students, but also new persons who are considering theological education.
He also outlined some of the courses they will deliver this year.
Some of my own studies include courses like change management, human capital, personal assessment, organizational assessment. So we want to incorporate those kinds of courses at the master's level, and of course offer them at the bachelor's level as well.
They were unable to host a graduation ceremony over the 2-year period, he says. However, they are aiming for the first quarter of this year.
We are hopeful, and we are actually preparing in discussions for our March graduation. And so at mid-March, of course, we had postponements prior to this. Our students prefer to have an actual gathering of people where they could invite their family and friends. That is part of the culture, of course, of Grenada and, of course, elsewhere. And so they were willing to postpone, and we are hopeful, and we are planning, actually, in earnest for a mid-March graduation.
He says they will continue to use a blended approach given the benefits associated with hosting classes online.
We had access to more professors and lecturers, so it was a blessing for us in that sense that professors and lecturers who could not have traveled to Grenada, normally they could stay in any part of the world and teach for us via Zoom. So what that did for us was to give us a broader cadre of professors and lecturers, but also exposed other students who could not travel or could be in Grenada.
Lewis said they will reintroduce courses on conflict resolution, particularly within the family and, by extension, society. Government has set January 7th as the deadline for professionals to pay their licenses. Accountants, engineers, lawyers, pharmacists, real estate agents, surveyors, and wiremen are among the professionals who are required to meet the deadline. A release sent out by the Ministry of Finance states that all professionals must ensure payment is made on or before the deadline. Professionals are required by law to acquire a license under the Licenses Act Cap 172 or face a charge of $500. The Inland Revenue Department further warns that failure to pay these fees by the given date will also restrict access to other government services. It is not something you hear about often or ever at all, but on Wednesday, friends and family gathered to celebrate the life of Carriacou resident Jack Russell as he looked on. Russell, who has resided on the sister isle of Carriacou for the past 15 years with his wife, has been diagnosed with a progressive nervous system disease that affects the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. Understanding the uncertainty of the life that comes with the disease, Russell chose to have a living funeral with his family and closest friends, celebrating his life. Donella Hostin has more.
In keeping with some of the funeral traditions practiced on the sister isle of Carriacou, Jack Russell, who has been a resident there for approximately 15 years, chose to have a living funeral after being diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, a progressive nervous system disease that affects the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, causing loss of muscle control. A living funeral has never been held in Grenada prior to this, but according to Russell, this is important to him, particularly the big drum ritual, which is done in Carriacou.
I've asked my friends, Shaka Zulu, who will be the lead drummer, to give me a big drum. In the culture here, big drum is a way to, they have at most funerals, a way to kind of lift the body up, the soul up. We'll have dancers, we'll have drummers.
In addition to the big drum and dancing, the living funeral also included the burning of photos that were significant to him during his lifetime.
Later, we'll even have a burning of these photos and spreading of the ashes. Basically everything a funeral would have, except I'm going to be here too. I'll be sitting over here by the beach away from everyone because this is very intense.
He says what matters is what happens when you're alive, and he hopes others will use this as a guide to help them have their own living funeral as well.
And use this to have your own big drum or your own funeral, living funeral, because let's face it, if you're dead, who cares if someone travels halfway around the world to visit you? It's when you're alive, which is the most important.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Greetings to our advertisers and readers of the Grenada Informer. We encourage you to continue taking all necessary precautions to control the spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is up to every one of us to minimize the current outbreak and keep our country safe. In this week's Grenada Informer online publication, derelict tanker breaks its mooring in Carriacou. A riser now 75. The 2022 ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup bowls off next Friday in St. Kitts. In the sister isle, COVID-19 spiraling out of control. Carissa Williams delivers the sister isle's first baby for 2022. Bishop's College celebrates 58 years. Some kayaks hopeful for Shakespeare Mass this year, and much more. That's the second segment of news. Regional highlights are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care. With gifts of love with joy.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Why wish upon a star? For a bank is better by far. Whatever you're wishing for this Christmas, we'll give you low interest and no fuss.
Co-op Bank is making Christmas wishes come true. Fix up your home, treat your loved ones, and get everything on your Christmas list this year with our no-fuss loans. As we count down the 12 days to Christmas, you can win awesome prizes every day. Special terms and conditions apply.
Christmas wishes come true with Co-op Bank and you.
Welcome home.
Do you think you can cook? Register now for the 2nd annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
Living with a chronic non-communicable disease like diabetes or hypertension? Don't let the holiday spirit bump you off track. Continue taking your medications as prescribed. Stay hydrated by drinking at least the daily recommended 8 glasses non-calorie beverage like water and tea. Follow the eating guidelines given to you by your dietitian and be physically active. You don't have to be perfect at every meal. Just be conscious of your choices. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council.
The 3rd segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Time now for the latest developments from across the region.
This is the regional roundup for today. I am Vanessa Pancho. We begin with news in Trinidad and Tobago, where the Minister of Health, Terence Dialsing, is once again cautioning people against purchasing ivermectin as well as oxygen to be treated for COVID-19 at home.
You have persons who can afford it. This is the information coming to me this morning, who are paying up to $30,000 to be treated at home with ivermectin and home oxygen. What the doctors have asked me to say this morning is that this is untenable. If you are on oxygen at home, we ask you to come in to a facility to get oxygen. And there is no need to spend $30,000 on ivermectin at home. This is the reality that the doctors are reporting to me this morning.
Dr. Dialsing also expressed concern about COVID packs that are being sold to Trinidadians.
Is the use of something called COVID packs, which they are getting somewhere, which has a combination of ivermectin, vitamin B, and vitamin C. That is not going to assist you. And it is their view that the continued reliance and confidence being placed on ivermectin is contributing in some way or fashion to the number of deaths that we experience. So again, and the CMO is going to write once again to the Medical Association, is it? And the Pharmacy Board about the use of ivermectin to treat COVID-19 patients at home, which is not WHO approved, for which there have been no clinical trials showing its efficacy. And people are dying at home after paying these huge amounts of money for something that is no better than snake oil. That's the best way I could describe it now.
Prime Minister Mia Mottley is moving on with the general elections, despite some people's concern about the recent cases in COVID-19 in Barbados. Mottley said the country must face these challenges together.
And when people ask, well, why would you call an election now? I made the point that we are literally trying to fight these things as one nation. And that in those circumstances, it is critical that we put this behind us. And why? If there was any doubt about this being a marathon, the news in recent days of a variant coming out of France should tell us that we remain at risk and that there is no telling what continues to lie ahead of us as we go forward.
The Antigua and Bermuda Workers Union, BWAU, says it will legally challenge Liat 1974 Limited after the government of Antigua and Bermuda offered a $2 million payout to former Liat workers without its consent. General Secretary David Messiah said the government proceeded to make arrangements to issue the payout without consulting the union or staff. On December 28, 2021, the government said, although it is not obligated to do so, it will dispatch the sum of money to the Liat court-appointed receiver for distribution to resident former Liat workers. The sum, it said, is intended to meet partial satisfaction of the cash component of the compassionate payout, which the Antigua and Bermuda government previously volunteered. And finally, in the region further afield, a 74-year-old man who died in the western state of Rajasthan was India's first death with the Omicron variant. Health officials said the man had been suffering from diabetes and other conditions. India just reported 2,630 Omicron cases so far. And that's it for this evening's regional roundup. I am Vanessa Pancho.
This is the MTV Evening Edition of News. More news after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sports is up next.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
Let's get tough on greed, yeah, larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, please don't steal produce from your brother. Then you're selling to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop greedy larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Tired of car troubles, high upkeep charges, and unprofessional work? Well, I know a place that can meet all your vehicle needs. 1D's Tire Shop, located on the Maurice Bishop Highway, provides tire change, car wash, vehicle balancing, brake and oil change, inspection services, and tire pressure gauge instant reading. They also stock brand new and English used tires, Ovation brand, ranging from as low as $150, as well as great deals to suit your budget. They deliver the total car care and quality service to customers. Contact them on 458-1614 or 406-3355. They're open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, including weekends. Stop in with your car troubles and leave with your car superbly maintained. 1D's Tire Shop. Excellent service while beating any prices.
We promised you, and now it's time to deliver. St. Louis UPVC is finally open for business. Look for the blue building marked St. Louis UPVC number 21 Frequenter Industrial Park. At St. Louis UPVC, we manufacture durable push-up windows, sliding windows, projected windows, and casement windows. You can also purchase sliding doors. Our products are manufactured with up to half-inch impact glass, with 21 different types of glass to choose from. Windows can be customized to your specifications. Free delivery island-wide. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Feel free to call us at 439-6538 for more information.
Sixteen teams prepare for the upcoming 2022 ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. That and more coming up in sports. Donella Hoston has this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. 16 teams are preparing for the upcoming 2022 ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. The International Limited Overs Cricket Tournament is scheduled to be held in the West Indies from January 14th to February 5th. It will be the 14th edition of the Under-19 Cricket World Cup and the first to be held in the West Indies. In November 2021, the International Cricket Council, ICC, confirmed the full schedule for the tournament, with matches to be played in Antigua, Guyana, St. Kitts, and Trinidad. The final will be played at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua. New Zealand decided to withdraw from the tournament due to the extensive mandatory quarantine restrictions for minors on their return home, with Scotland named as their replacement. Bangladesh are the defending champions. West Indies women's team will play 4 one-day internationals against South Africa women in Johannesburg from January 28th to February 6th as part of their preparations for the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. Ahead of the first ODI, West Indies will have a warm-up match against South Africa 11 on January 25th. Cricket West Indies and Cricket South Africa on Wednesday confirmed a revised schedule as both teams finalized preparations for the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup to be played in New Zealand from March 4th to April 3rd, 2022. All matches in South Africa will be played in a biosecure environment at the historic Imperial Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg, a venue close to the team's hotel, which has been secured for exclusive use due to the ongoing COVID pandemic. Over in Trinidad, Minister of Sport and Community Development Shamfa Kajo said the ministry is knocking on the door of the Ministry of Health in an effort to implement a safe return to action, as 2 years is a long time without sport. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began to affect Trinidad and Tobago in March 2020, most sports have been on the sidelines with a few exceptions. Minister of Health Terence Deyalsingh was asked on Wednesday at a COVID-19 briefing about the return of more sporting activities and said, and I quote, "On the issue of outdoor sports, I am aware that the Ministry of Sport is working on a policy so that we will work together with them to do the same," end of quote. World number 1 men's tennis player Novak Djokovic should be deported from Australia if he has not told the truth about his exemption from vaccination rules, the Deputy Prime Minister says. Barnaby Joyce told the BBC that rich people can't wander around the world thinking they are above the laws. Djokovic, who had travelled to play in the Australian Open, is in immigration detention after his entry was denied. A court will decide on whether he should be deported on Monday. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hoston.
The weather and a recap of the top stories after the break.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Each of us has a role in Grenada's successful recovery. Our future is promising. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good evening, viewers, with Thursday night's weather forecaster, meteorologist Dwayne Williams. As we approach the weekend, clear skies are going to affect the Eastern Caribbean. We could see 1 or 2 showers during the night time, but those will be few and far apart. The remnants of that trough that affected the Northern Islands continues to bring some very brief showers there, but in around our area in Grenada, we saw clear skies and slight haze. Those conditions would continue to dominate as we see that area of cloudiness here from the weakening trough. We do have a bit of moisture, however, low-level moisture that is approaching the island, so it could bring some very short, very brief but light showers, mostly during the night time. Those would not continue for very long. Lots of clear skies, sunshine, and gusty winds over the next 7 days. Thursday night's forecast is for another very cool night, clear conditions. The winds will be easterly between 10 and 20 miles per hour. A minimum of around 22 in inland and hilly areas. It's going to feel much cooler than that. The moon rose at 10:01 this morning. It's going to set at 10:02 tonight. Mostly sunny conditions on Friday. Easterly winds 12 to 24 miles per hour. Not much chance of rain, about 20%, and that's in the pre-dawn period, if at all. Moderate seas with 4 to 6 foot waves. Sunrise at 6:29. The sun is going to disappear at 5:57. It's going to be hot, 33. Will feel like 37. Sunshine, lots of it in Port of Spain, Bridgetown, and Kingston. A little bit more clouds in Kingston. Some afternoon showers in Miami. Morning snow in New York, and afternoon showers in London. Back here at home, the weekend will see lovely clear skies, generally fair conditions. Not much chance of showers during the daytime, but as I said, there is a slight possibility of some brief light ones in the night. From Monday onwards, the clear skies would continue. Maybe by Friday, we could be seeing a slight increase in cloudiness. That's it for me for Thursday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Remember, you can join me on Friday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Active COVID-19 cases reach 1,000 as the Omicron variant surges. Opposition leader Tobias Clement warns not to underestimate the leader of the new National Party amid general elections uncertainty. The 52nd edition of Republic Bank's Spice Island Billfish Tournament launched. And in sports, 16 teams prepare for the upcoming 2022 ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. On behalf of the news and production departments, I am Troy Gill. Thank you for watching. Good night.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Hello viewers and listeners, this is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 evening draw. It's Thursday, January 6th, 2022. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. Supervising the draw, Miss Priscilla Barry. She is representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. A quick reminder as usual, there are 4 different bet types in this particular game from which you can choose. They're called in line, mix, pair, and backup. It pays to play Daily Pick 3, so let's see if you are tonight's lucky winner. Good luck to you. Alright, here we go, so check your tickets. Our first number for tonight, 8, the second number, 4, the final number, 9. Alright, so just to recap for your benefit, our first number is 8, that's followed by 4, the final is 9, so that's 8, 4, and 9. Congratulations if you are tonight's lucky winner. The Playway draw comes up next. We'll see you soon.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Hello once again. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Playway Evening Draw. It is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again, Miss Priscilla Barry. She is representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. So in this particular game, you can bet from $1 up to $10, or you can bet in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice, and being with a chance to win 24 times the amount you bet. $24 for every $1 that you spend. Value your dreams and win your way with Playway. Let's see if you are tonight's lucky winner. Good luck to you. All right, here we go. So check your tickets. I'm playing number 4 tonight. That number is 32 once again. Our Playway number 4 tonight is 3232. That represents Dirty Water. So, of course, congratulations to you if you are tonight's lucky winner. Stay with us. The Daily Cash 4 is up next. We'll see you soon.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Okay, so we're back with you. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Cash 4 Evening Draw. It is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again, Miss Priscilla Barry, representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. So in this game, you can choose any number from 0 to 9 in any of the 11 bet types offered. The tickets cost as little as $1, except backup, which costs $2. More plays, bigger prizes. So let's play Daily Cash 4. Good luck to you. Okay, so first number 4 tonight, check your tickets. 9, the second number. 8, the next number. 2, the final number. That number is 5. Alright, so let's just recap for your benefit. The first number is 9, that's followed by 8. The next number is 2, and the final is 5. Once again, 9, 8, 2, and 5. So, of course, congratulations if you are tonight's lucky winner. Continue supporting the National Lotteries Authority. Have a great night.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Maximize your advertising dollar. Admire your growth. Only with MTV, Magic FM, and the Grenada Informer. Contact our marketing department on 440-8171 or 444-1413.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Terina Veronica Grant, née Bruno, of Mardi Gras St. Paul's, who resided in Trinidad and in the USA, passed away on Monday, December 20th, 2021 in the USA, at the age of 87. She was the mother of Timmy, Joseph, Lenore, Justin, Deborah, Sherry, Vaden, and Lydia, all in the USA, grandmother and great-grandmother of many, sister of Lucy Donald, Muriel James, and Samuel Bruno, all in Grenada, in-law of many, aunt of many in Grenada, St. Vincent, Bermuda, Trinidad, and the USA. Many other relatives and friends in Grenada, Trinidad, and the USA, including the Bruno, Clarkson, and Mark families. The funeral service and interment of the late Terina Veronica Grant, née Bruno, of Mardi Gras St. George, who resided in Trinidad and in the USA, will be held in the USA. Arrangements entrusted to LaCour Brothers Funeral Homes. Lyndon Hagley of Laborie St. George died on Saturday, 11th December 2021, at the age of 48. He was the husband of Tina Jones, son of Vernice Maureen, father of Livion Jones and Melanie Phillip, brother of Joanne Hagley, Rachel Hagley Joseph, Shondell Cornwall in Canada, Wendell Cornwall, Andy Aird, Cheryl McSween, Devon Rubin, and Kellen Rubin. Grandfather of Leon Drakes. Friends and relatives Joshua, Shantae, Nashona, Deidre, Ruel, Cameron, Jadon, Neymar, Darshini, Joy, Natalie, Andy, Dexter, Janice, Alma, Lauren, Hubert, Costlin, Dr. Verna and Gemma Bean, Byron, Nad, Roel Maureen, Angelino, Dr. Dolan Noel, Sam, Lisa, Miss Lyris, Victor, Stephen, Patrick, Garvin, Sandra, Sally Ann and Kelly, aunts and uncles in Grenada and abroad, the Moraine family of St. David, the Hagley family of St. David and St. George, the Cornwall family in Grenada and abroad, the Bain family in Grenada and abroad, the Stephen family, and the Hunt family in the USA. Jehovah's Witnesses, customers and friends of St. Paul's, Laborie, Hopevale, and Deha. The funeral service and interment of the late Lyndon Hagley of Laborie, St. George will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Dillian Miguel Chad McMillan, also known as Fat Boy and Temptation, of Latente St. David, passed away on Tuesday 21st December 2021 at the age of 28. He was the son of Junior and Jesse Sparks, father of Ava, brother of Dellen Braffett, Dendianne and Delisa McMillan, and Jade Cadu, grandson of Rupert and Yvonne Sparks, uncle of Deshawn, Sky, Usain, Angel, Timothy, and Judelle, brother-in-law of Jude Vincent, nephew of Joycey, Vassie, Cynthia, Glennie, Denise, Abigail, Allison, Beverly, Glenna, Dale Caliste, Lucy Jakes, Teresa, Betty, Angus, Matthew, Bertrand, and Alistair. Many cousins including Ignatius in the United Kingdom, Lizette in Canada, Deslin, Alyssa, and Aria. Best friend Deanne Benjamin. Many close friends and family including Kevin, Annette, Manisha, Bucky, Wattiway, Lil Natty and Thunder, Build the Vibes, Kanisha, Orchid, the boys at Latente Junction, Alban Sparks in Barbados, the Edwards family, the Thomas and Sparks families of Latente, Lauren Brizan and family, the Ireland family of Tivoli, the management and staff of Nawassa, the staff of Clare Harbour, members of the Jehovah's Witnesses faith, and friends and neighbours of Latente and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Dillian Miguel Chad McMillan, also known as Fat Boy and Temptation, of Latente St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Veronica Winifred Collins, also known as Winifred Andrew, of Mount Royal, Carriacou, passed away on Saturday 25th December 2021 at the age of 68. She was the mother of Royston Thomas, Indira and Imran Andrew, all in the USA, Desiree, Wendy, Livingston, and Akibo Andrew in Carriacou, grandmother of Cayenne Antonio, Shanice Arthur, Akim Andrew in the USA, Kashila, Allert, Nasri, Suarez, Amaris, Liam, and Ava Andrew, sister of Flora and Loretta Modeste, Daphne Joseph and Mary in the UK, Peter Collins in the USA, Maxie and Nikki in the UK, mother-in-law of Natasha Andrew and Alison Antonio in the USA, aunt of many including Jashaka, Kira, Annette, Oscar, Roger and Stephen Andrew, Aaliyah and Ziana Lewis, Cardin and Vicklin, and many others too numerous to mention. Other relatives and friends including the Collins and Andrew families of Mount Royal and Top Hill, Victoria Jones and family, Sylvia Coy and family, Neil Charles, Miss Lynn Montrose, Joycey Lendor, Rudolph Ray, Marlene Thomas, Phyllis Mathurin, Roland Engine Joseph, Louise George and members of the Spiritual Baptist community in Carriacou, neighbours of Mount Royal and Top Hill, and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Veronica Winifred Collins, also known as Winifred Andrew, of Mount Royal Carriacou, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Adrian Cleophas Smart, also known as Butu, of Molyneux St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 28th December 2021, at the age of 65. Left to mourn his father Cleophas Augustus Edwards, close and dear friend Claudine Nicholas, children Roanne and Wendell Nicholas and Sheena Muriel Joseph, grandchildren Rayon, Ruel, Aria, Adele, Ariel, Aidan and Dewan, brothers Godwin Smart and Christopher Edwards, aunts and uncles Gloria, Anjo, Humphrey, Teresa and Harrington, daughters-in-law Riccadonna and Anika, son-in-law Dellen, niece and nephews Nikki, Shane and Kishon, close friends Rolda, Mello, Zach, Raj and Patrick, many other relatives and friends including the Nicholas family of Molinare, the Ferguson family, the Harris, Henry and Modeste families, the Murrell family of New Hampshire, the Edwards family of Coast Guard, the Burrows family, the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, and friends and neighbours of Molinare, Happy Hill, Grand Mall and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Adrian Cleophas Smart, also known as Butu, of Molinare St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Everell John, also known as Happy, of Douglaston St. John, who resided at Happy Hill St. George, passed away on Thursday, 16th December 2021, at the age of 63. He was the father of Neva Lewis, Kellen Charles, also known as Smalley, Kellen Thomas, and Satira Frederick, also known as Cutie, grandfather of Donika, Tanila, Trevon, Dexton, Shermia and Brittany Lewis, Dania Frederick, Xavier and Jarrell Noel, great-grandfather of Daniel and Kimo Lewis, brother of Stephen John, Michael John, also known as Bug, Devon and Francis John, Brenda John Collins and Cassandra John, nephew of Jermaine Cato, Patrice and Frederick John, uncle of Indra and Jamie John, Christel Jeffrey, Jade Duncan, Avell Collins, Aria and Ariel John, Dwayne John, Wayne Bobby John, Mishon Duncan, Emon John, and Caleb Sanderson, granduncle of Rihanna John, Talisha Francis, and Deshaun Henry. Many other relatives and friends, including Zach Smith and family, George Roberts, Wendy John and family, the Richardson family, Wayne Waggity Redhead, Ernest Benjamin and family, the Charles family of Grenville, Jason Stanislaus, Joan Branch, the Peters and Collins families, Lucia Lewis, and friends and neighbours of Wove and Happy Hill. The funeral of the late George Everell John, also known as Happy, of Douglaston St. John, who resided at Happy Hill St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Bernadette Rona Superville of New Hampshire St. George, who resided in Canada, passed away on Monday, 22nd November 2021, at the age of 70. She was the wife of Harold Paul, mother of Avian, Margaret, Ronald, and Dornette Superville, grandmother of Greg, Clint, Brittany, Carl, Gabriel, Malcolm, Jada, Trey, Tyrrell, Aria, Sierra, Tristan, Ricardo, Nia, and Christopher, great-grandmother of 7, sister of Alfonso Santa Charles, Leroy Bull Lecrette, Christopher, also known as Jeffrey, Roosevelt, also known as Woozy, Byron, also known as Nancy, Clement, also known as Tredo, Valerie, Ian and Richard Lecrette, Brian Ford, Morris Bull Williams, and Maria Bell. Aunt of many, including Garfield, Maria, Lisa, Shermian, Cassandra, Deandra, Sonita, and Ronnie. Sister-in-law of Selma Charles, Lydia Superville, and Evelyn Brightus Thomas. Cousin of many, including Lorna Charles, Tiny Samuel, Catherine Superville, Sonia Hector, Bryna, and Vera Aline. Other relatives and close friends, including the Superville family of New Hampshire, Brazan, and in Trinidad, the Lecrette family of River Road, the Charles, Cooper, Telesford, Frank, Roberts, and Bartholomew families of New Hampshire, the Haynes family of Cotton Bailey, the Batiste family of Willis, Anthony Isaac, Babsy, Peter, Ingrid, Veron Lewis Marshall, the Samuel family of Belmont, Carol Hyacinth, Evelyn Purcell and family, neighbors and friends of New Hampshire and surrounding areas in Trinidad, Canada and the USA. The funeral of the late Bernadette Rona Superville of New Hampshire, who resided in Canada, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Royston Ashley Theophilus James, also known as Meringue of Paddock St. George's, died on December 20th, 2021, at the age of 63. He was the brother of Reverend Dr. Leslie R. James, residing in Indiana, USA, Vaughn James, Minister Stephanie James Alban, residing in New York, USA, Peggy Boyd, Sandra James, residing in Toronto, and Teresa Fleming, residing in Trinidad and Tobago. Uncle of Ryan and Jonathan Boyd, Jody Francis, Stephel Alban, Leslie Ann, Vaughnell, Robert and Gemini James. Great-grand-uncle of 11, brother-in-law of Sidney Boyd, Caroline James, Hallman Alban, and Elliot Fleming. Close friends Alvin Clouden, Douglas Hood, and Clement Noel. Many other family and friends, including the Alexis James family of Mount Airy St. Paul's, the Findlay family of Springs, Gloria Payne Banfield, the Lahey Constantine family of the Caronage, Miss Madeline Batiste, and neighbors and friends of Paddock, home and abroad. The funeral service and interment of the late Royston Ashley Theophilus James, also known as Meringue of Paddock St. George's, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Cyril Oliver Martin Duncan of Old Westerhold St. David passed away on Tuesday 28th December 2021 at the age of 94. He was the husband of Annie Joyce Duncan. Children Cecil, Stephanie, Glenda, Yoland, Carol and Hensley. Grandchildren Devon, Devonay, Danny, Matthew, Andrew, Nathan, Samantha, Heather, Alex, Malcolm, Joshua, Sarah and Gary. Sons and daughters-in-law Terence Wright, Lawrence George, Joseph Moorman, Kenrick Patris, David Belashthi, Vernet Duncan and Joan Duncan. Many nieces and nephews, including Adrian Alexander, William Shares, Greta Shares Wright, Christopher Shares, Richard Duncan, Brian Hurst, Philip Gittins, Ivan Duncan, Betty, Anthony, and Judy Backer. Caregivers Angelus Regis and Stacey Ann Harris. Other relatives and friends including Jasmine Redhead, Eura St. Bernard, Annie Bain and family, the Honourable Yoland Bain Horsford and family, Joan Griffith and family, Julian and Helen Emanuel and family, Mr. and Mrs. Jim Sen and family, Nola Ned and family, Dunbar de la Moth and family, Evelyn and Joyce Snack, the Duncan, Shares, Patris, Gittins, Salem and Connaught families, Father Roland Mark and family, the parishioners of St. Paul's and St. David's Anglican churches, and the community of Old Westerhall. The funeral of the late Cyril Oliver Martin Duncan of Old Westerhall St. David will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Kevin Kunta Matheson, also known as Georgie, of 6 Roads Carriacou, passed away on Saturday 1st January 2022 at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Kevin Kunta Matheson, also known as Georgie, of 6 Roads Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Laventon David Edwards, also known as Flevy and Elbow Grease, of New Hampshire St. George, died on November 29, 2021 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements for the late Laventon David Edwards, also known as Flevy and Elbow Grease, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joseph Findlay Tavernier, also known as Jojo, Moyi and One Love, of Edward Street, Grove, St. John, passed away on Friday, December 31st, 2021, at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Findlay Tavernier, also known as Jojo, Moyi and One Love, of Edward Street, Grove, St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Sean McKee of St. Jules Street, St. George's, passed away on Saturday, 18th December 2021, at the age of 41. The funeral arrangements for the late Sean McKee of St. Jules Street, St. George's, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Teresa Velda Fleury, also known as Mama, and Velda Alexis, of Prospect Hall, Carriacou, passed away on Tuesday, 7th December 2021, at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Teresa Velda Fleury, also known as Mama, and Velda Alexis of Prospect Hall, Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted. There must be a decision, because without a decision, the decision is made to be separated from God. So put your trust in the Lord. Believe. The thief on the cross said, Lord, consider me. And Jesus said, today you would be with me this very hour. And they died together. So put your trust in the Lord, and God bless you during your time of grief and bereavement. Put your trust in the Lord.